In our next session, you will learn about why, as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, organizations will be leveraging public distributed cloud and distributed services that interact directly with edge services, and how IoT, or the Internet of Things, is going to increase productivity, reduce costs, and improve our lives. Teck Meng has more than 20 years of expertise in the regional sales strategies, and Teck Meng is currently responsible for leading and driving CommScope's networking sales across key markets in the ASEAN region. We are definitely very honored to also have CommScope as a terabyte partner of this conference. And Teck Meng will be on air real soon, so stay tuned.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. How are you today? I'm Teck Meng, the Regional Sales Director for CommScope RUCKUS Networks. I'd like to thank the organizer for giving us this opportunity to present Network for the Next Era. Right, COVID pandemic has been around since beginning of last year. I believe it will be here to stay, and we have to live with it. During this period, we see difference in the way countries and individuals respond to pandemic. There are some countries that manage the situation better than others. We see a difference in the behavior of humans. Some refuse to wear masks, some concerned about taking vaccinations, and vice versa. But there are things that are consistent, and during the pandemic, we witness new normal. First of all, it's expected that up to 20% of workforce will be continue to work from home permanently. Second, we see an increase in adoption of cloud and mobile computing. Clouds actually give companies the scalability, the flexibility to keep IT system running effectively, even during massive disruptions like pandemic. And cloud reduce the cost of hardware, the power, firmware upgrade, and on-site support. So thirdly, we see accelerations of digital transformations. Company going to collaboration technology like Zoom, Teams, WebEx. Company building a robust security mechanisms such as efficient VPN license and multi-factor authentications. And we have organizations that increase their internet and network capacities for easier connection to remote employee, customers, supplier, partners, and their stakeholders. So all this acceleration will provide organizations with a better positioning to transit to virtual working and business environment. So fourth, resilience is the ability of the business to withstand, adapt, and thrive in the face of pandemic. So lastly, artificial intelligence drive deeper insight and automate new ways to explore and interpret data. With artificial intelligence, machine learning in place, it can assist IT manager to remote monitor, access detailed information, data trends, and maintenance schedule in order to identify any issues affecting normal operations. Right, the pandemic has normalized remote working. We are seeing a hybrid way of working, some working from home, some in the office. So with the new norm, there's an impact on the way we communicate and connect to both our staff and customers. Our workplace now is distributed across home, offices, and satellite offices. Employees can choose to work remotely or face-to-face based on their nature of work and team's preference. So the new technology has enabled multi-modes of working. Data is safe on cloud, access and security are tailored for different working modes. And lastly, application allows seamless virtual collaborations. With this, organizations can transit to a remote workforce model and build a virtual first enterprise. Well, flexible work arrangement allow employees to move away from a major city. Today, building owners are faced with many challenges. There are expectations for more flexible space, better asset utilizations, low utility costs, better security, and healthier environments. Lastly, they need to meet the changing demands, stay competitive, and improve the building user experience. So today, IoT is already helping buildings to become smarter. It is capable of connecting thousands of sensors, allow real-time data collections and analytics that will make building more efficient and user-friendly. While our largest data set can provide deeper and more impactful insight, but resources are required when it comes to time-consuming data collection, storage, and analytics. It can be extremely heavy on resources to manipulate and visualize the data into formats that are quickly and easily understood for decision-making. Meanwhile, networks are now too complex for normal human to manage effectively. The amount of data that complex network generate is far too great for any normal humans to make sense of without significant assistance. Data is one of the most underused, undervalued asset of the network systems. Yet, it contains powerful operational insight that can help you quickly diagnose service problem, detect advanced network issues. Without that assistance, that visibility, that insight, it's hard for IT organizations to be proactive. Right, if you look at the statistic here, spending too much time and money troubleshooting is one of the most commonly heard complaints in IT network. 38% of the network professional cannot proactively identify network performance issue. No one is surprised about Wi-Fi. No matter what the problem actually is, it's always the Wi-Fi fault. So the consequences is the user experience suffer. The IT manager can't identify the network issue fast enough. The reality is that network become more important and complex by the day. We have numerous device, new application, new network protocols coming on board. Without help, things will just get worse. Right, moving forward, we can't rely on IT individual to manage network alone. They need assistance. Organizations will need to adopt machine learning and AI techniques in order to be more efficient to their company. And this is true across all industry. In this presentation, let me talk about a few key technology. As mentioned earlier, due to pandemic, we see an increase in adoption of cloud computing. Cloud gives companies the simplicity, the scalability, the security, the features, and the reliability to keep IT system running effectively, even during massive disruptive events like pandemic. It helps to reduce cost of hardware, power, firmware upgrades, and on-site support, because this becomes the responsibility of the cloud provider. It frees up network administrators and resources for other more important matters. We must make full use of the cloud advantage. A network has three key elements: the data plane, the control plane, and the measurement plane. It provides different areas of operations. In conventional network, all three planes are implemented in the firmware. For example, in the router, in the switch, in the access point. But today, cloud decoupled the data and the control management plane. It removes the control plane from the network hardware and implement it in the cloud instead. Moving the control plane to a cloud allows dynamic access and administrations. A network administrators can shape traffic from a centralized control panel and console without having to touch individual switch. So now, not only that, we can make full use of modern microservice architecture. In today's business environments where change is almost constant, risk mitigations, adaptability have never been more critical. Thus, it is important to implement microservices best practices so that your organization can change quickly, innovate easily, and responds to emerging demands. With the modern cloud architecture with microservices, it has the ability to supply resources as per the demand of the customers. It minimizes your expenses by targeting mismanaged resources and right-sizing the computing services for cost optimizations. You only need to pay for the resources you have to use. And agility is the key of today's business. And lastly, microservices are independently manageable services. It can enable more and more services as the need arises. It is possible to change or upgrade each services individually rather than upgrading the entire applications. So lastly, the cloud has to manage the entire network. It is a converged network management as a service platform that enable IT to deliver exceptional user experience. IT organization can easily provision, manage, optimize, troubleshoot a high-performance enterprise wired and wireless network via a single web dashboard. Cloud has to manage end-to-end network infra, from the core switch, aggregation switch, access switch, all the way down to the wireless AP and IoT device. So with that, your end user get a consistent, great experience that is fast, reliable, and secure. Everyone get more efficient and productive with that. So let's look into another technology, IoT. We shall look into the IoT challenges and solutions. Everyone wants a smart buildings. IoT helps building to become smarter. It is capable of connecting thousands of sensors and allow real-time data collections and analysis that will make buildings more efficient and more user-friendly. There are many advantages of IoT, which include improved productivity of staff and reduce human labor, efficient and cost-effective operating management, better use of resources and assets, improved customer service and retentions. But of course, one of the drawbacks of deploying IoT is its dependency of network. You need a reliable and simple network for IoT system. IoT is regarded as one of the most promising digital technology that will definitely become more widespread and useful in the nearest future. However, it is important to realize that the integration of IoT in an enterprise requires a lot of efforts and skill in order to achieve those benefits without suffering from the drawback. So now, today we have silos of wireless standards for IoT, such as Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, BLE, LoRa. There's so many more, right? It requires organization to build a separate silo network to accommodate each of these solutions. Organizations seeking to deploy IoT solutions face a complex, fragmented ecosystem of standards, devices, and services. This complexity often slow or stall enterprise IoT deployments, increase the risk, and reduce the ROI. So what is required is a single network with IT and OT, so that you reduce the complexity and the cost of deploying IoT solutions. This is needed as more and more IoT use cases being deployed. The edge network is growing in complexity, and IoT only adds to the challenge. We need a simplified networking, a consolidated multiple physical layer IoT network into a single network. So together, wireless, wired, IoT network comes to a shared and common network architecture. On top of that, what we need is an open IoT platform with insight software, so that we can view, manage, and monitor the complete ecosystem of the sensor. So today there are hundreds of references under our label. Use cases include building management, asset tracking, physical security, telemetry, and a lot more. In the interest of time, let me talk about IoT for building management. Building management can deploy IoT solutions for energy management, environmental automatic fire, flood, toxic gas monitoring, occupancy detection and control, automatic schedule lighting control. With this, it helped the building owner to save costs, reducing downtime and allow preemptive maintenance. Next, let's look at artificial intelligence and machine learning. Clearly, we need to leverage on this technology. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are designed to solve complex problems and act without human interventions. In a network, it can make decisions based on data, rules, and the outcomes of earlier decisions. In today's complex network infra, we need the help of this tool to assist our maintenance of network. So, machine learning driven incidents and anomaly detections will surface issues before blowout. IT become proactive rather than reactive. Incident severity classifications and AI-driven prioritizations will let IT respond to the most urgent issue first. And lastly, machine learning-driven root cause analysis and recommendations will show IT how best to solve the problem. Thus, the amount of data that complex network generate is far too great for any normal humans to make sense without AI assistance. And it will be difficult for IT organizations to be proactive. So with the assistance of AI and machine learning, we ensure exceptional user experience by avoiding unplanned downtime, improve mean time to resolutions, faster help desk response, and we meet SLA. So what approach should we take when we search for these tools? It has to be out of the box, easy to deploy. Today, there's two approaches for this. One is a hardware aggregation base, which is expensive with additional elements to manage. Second is a direct to cloud, a lightweight data transfer, right? So most importantly, it is a single pane of glass to monitor and manage the networking device. We need a single pane of glass management software so that you have complete visibility of your network. One dashboard that provides a view into the status of all your property networks, showing the ups and the downs of the systems. And let's not forget the most fundamental things we need. This is network infrastructure. This is where CommScope come into play. Here's a CommScope business in a single picture. Whether it is wired or wireless, licensed or unlicensed, indoor or outdoor, at home or at work, there's a good chance that your IT data are traveled through a CommScope network of products. Imagine if you are sitting at home watching TV, surfing webs, or maybe even working, your data traffic is likely to be traveled through multiple CommScope-enabled networks. Today, we provide 300 million CommScope set-top boxes in home around the world. If there are fiber or Cat6 cable running to your homes or office, very likely it is a CommScope cabling solutions. Your nearby telco cell tower, it might be a CommScope antenna, coaxial fiber, radio frequency conditioning equipments, or our power distributions. And let's say today, if you are at stadiums or in the casino, the mobile signal is probably provided or delivered over by CommScope DAS systems or small cell system. Or you might be getting your data over CommScope RUCKUS Wi-Fi. And of course, you know the story in an office building. We provide state-of-the-art enterprise network and Wi-Fi solutions. So today, CommScope has a good track record to enable smart city, smart venue, smart buildings, and smart campus. Lastly, CommScope understands the high expectation of the market. That is why we build simple, more reliable, adaptable solutions that unlock the potential of your network. Simple to deploy and manage, CommScope portfolio of solutions make it easy to scale, to configure, to deploy, and to maintain. Our reliability adds to a stress-free experience, and our adaptability gives you a peace of mind that your network can flex to meet the changing demands and unforeseen circumstances. That's why CommScope and RUCKUS Network Solutions are the first choice in the industry. With this, I end my presentations. I do hope to catch up with you soon to share our technology. Thank you very much.